Hello students, today we will take lecture on duodenum. Duodenum, you will be asked long question on the duodenum, that is describe second part of duodenum, gross structure and relation, blood supply, lymphatic drainage, applied aspect, and sometimes it will be asked to you as a short note also, that is the microanatomy of the duodenum or the histological feature of the duodenum. We will start the lecture. Duodenum is the first fixed, wide and proximal part of the small intestine. This is duodenum. It starts at the pylorus. It forms C-shaped curve around the head of the pancreas and ends at duodenojejunal flexure to become as the jejunum. Here blue colored structure is the duodenum. Start at the pylorus, it is forming C-shaped curve around the head of the pancreas and ends at duodenojejunal flexure to become as the jejunum. This is the duodenum forming C-shaped curve around the head of the pancreas. It extends from L1 vertebra to L3 vertebra lying above the umbilicus, and it starts at the pylorus. This pylorus lies at the level of transpyloric plane. Then it ends at the duodenojejunal flexure, which lies 2.5 centimeter below and to the right of the transpyloric plane. It is also called duodecadactylous because it is 12 finger breadth. It is total 10 inches or 25 centimeter in length. It has 4 parts. We will see it. This is the first part or the superior part, 5 centimeter in length, start at the pylorus, runs upwards, backwards and to the right to end into the superior duodenal flexure. Here starts the second part. This is vertical part is the second part, 7.5 centimeter in length, start at superior duodenal flexure and ends at inferior duodenal flexure. This part is lying in the paravertebral gutter on the right side of the vertebral column, so this is the most protected part from the abdominal injuries. Third part is the horizontal part extending from inferior duodenal flexure, crosses the vertebral column, and to the left of the abdominal aorta it becomes the fourth part. As it crosses the abdominal wall or the vertebral column, any injury to the abdomen, it will be most prone part. Fourth part is the smallest part. It is 2.5 centimeter in length and it runs upwards and forwards to end into the jejunum at the duodenojejunal flexure. See, this is the duodenum around the head of the pancreas. Showing the figure, duodenum around the head of the pancreas, first part, second vertical part, third horizontal part, fourth small part. We will see its relation. First part relation we are taking first. This is the sectional view. In this first part is shown anterior side, posterior side, superior and the inferior side. Anterior relation of the first part of the duodenum are quadrate lobe of liver, gallbladder. Posteriorly it is related to bile duct, gastroduodenal artery, portal vein. Still behind there is a inferior vena cava. Superiorly first part is related to epiploic foramen. Inferior related to the head of the pancreas. This figure shows posterior relation of the first part. This is the first part, superior part of the duodenum. It is related posteriorly to the bile duct, gastroduodenal artery, portal vein. First part, peritoneal relation is important because this is the mobile part of the duodenum. Rest of the part is retroperitoneal. First 2.5 centimeter of the first part is covered by peritoneum. It is related above to the lesser omentum, below to the greater omentum. Rest distal part of the first part is retroperitoneum and it is only covered by peritoneum anteriorly. Second part is the vertical part extending from superior duodenal flexor to the inferior duodenal flexor on the right side of the vertebral column L1, L2 and L3 level. Anterior relations are shown over here. Anteriorly it is related to right lobe of liver, gallbladder. In the middle there is a transverse colon along with transverse mesocolon. Still below it is related to the coils of small intestine. Posterior relations are shown over here. Posteriorly related to the medial surface of the medial part of the hilum of the right kidney or the medial border of the kidney, inferior vena cava, right renal vessels and right psoas major vessel. We seen in the earlier figure, medially or to the left side, second part is related to head of the pancreas, and on the right side it is related to the upper colic flexor. This is ascending colon, this is transverse colon, and this is the right colic flexor. This is third part of duodenum. It starts at the inferior duodenal flexor, and on the left side of the abdominal aorta it becomes the fourth part. It crosses the vertebral column anteriorly. Anterior relations of the third part is shown over here. In the middle it is crossed by the mesentery containing superior mesenteric vessels, that is superior mesenteric artery and the vein. Also related to the loops of the jejunum on anterior side. Posterior relations are shown over here. As it crosses these structures, posteriorly it is related to inferior vena cava, abdominal aorta, right psoas major, right ureter and the inferior mesenteric artery, left gonadal, right gonadal vessels. Above it is related obviously with the head and the uncinate process of the pancreas, and below it is related to the coils of small intestine. Now the fourth part of the duodenum. Fourth part of the duodenum, it is relations anteriorly, it is shown over here, related to the transverse colon and the transverse mesocolon. Posteriorly it is related to lesser sac and the stomach. Posterior relations are shown over here. It is related to the structure shown over here, that is the left psoas major, left sympathetic chain, left testicular vein, inferior mesenteric vein. This is the mesenteric vein shown over here. This is the left sympathetic chain. Along with that, left vessels also related to it. Left renal vessels, left gonadal vessels, left sympathetic chain and the inferior mesenteric vein along with the left psoas major muscle is related posteriorly. Left side is related to the right side, or the superiorly it is related to the pancreas. Fourth part of the duodenum, it is related posteriorly, left sympathetic chain, left inferior mesenteric vein, left gonadal vessel shown over here. Now we will see this structure is called suspensory ligament of the treads. This is fibromuscular band extending from the right crus of diaphragm on the right side of the esophageal opening of the diaphragm. It runs downwards behind the pancreas and gets attached to the duodenojejunal flexor, also to the fourth and the third part of the duodenum. Its upper 1/3 part is having strip muscle fiber, middle part having elastic tissue, and the lower 1/3 part it is smooth muscles are there. This band when contracted increase the angle of duodenojejunal flexor, and when it is attached only to the duodenojejunal flexor, its contraction causes still narrowing of this angle and causes the intestinal obstruction if it is not attached to the third and the fourth part of the duodenum. Now, this suspensory ligament is called suspensory because it holds the coils of small intestine by attaching to the duodenojejunal flexor. This figure shows the recesses which are the peritoneal pockets seen near the fourth part of the duodenum. These are superior duodenal recess is shown over here. This is having opening facing downward. This is inferior duodenal recess, opening facing upward. This is paraduodenal recess, opening facing to the right side. This is retroduodenal recess, opening towards the left and to the downwards, and sometimes another peritoneal recess will be seen, that is the mesenteroparietal recess. It is present in superior duodenal recess in 50% individual, inferior duodenal recess present in 75% individual. Rest of the recess is very rare and seen only in 1% of individual. These recesses are important because paraduodenal recess it is related to inferior mesenteric vein, and any herniation will occur in these recesses if they are present, and that leads to internal hernia and obstruction will be the complication. With this we will stop the first part of the duodenum. Now we will take the second part in next lecture.